What's up, everyone? Guy here, and with me, as always, is Baltimore, Kaiser, and Danny. And today we're doing another Geeks review about a new series that we found, Transformers Combiner Wars. The first part of the Prime trilogy, which you can find on Machinima, Go90, and Tumblr. So, Tumblr.
Because when I think, whoa, new Transformers show, I think, I gotta go run out to Tumblr to watch that.
Oh, you millennials. Gotta find you somewhere.
With your tumbling. Keep that business in the gym.
You bunch of acrobatics, you.
Flip-flopping around. You gotta stop. Anyway, Transformers Combiner Wars, as I said, is the first part of a three-part series that we just recently discovered. We actually just saw the Power of the Primes trailer recently, which inspired all of us to go back and take a look at the first part of the series so we can get ready when Part 3 debuts this upcoming May. This series was very cool in the fact that this takes place somewhere within the Generation 1 community. So this is the Optimus Prime and Megatron that you knew and loved back from the 1980s. And I still haven't figured out where this fits on the continuity scale exactly. Have you kind of...
Don't look too close.
Yeah, I really haven't figured that out either.
Yeah, it's like, is it just fanfic that they got a budget, or are they actually trying to work within a time frame?
Well,
it is. They're trying to work between Gen 1, the cartoons, and the IDW series.
Right.
So it's supposed to have, don't look too close. It's kind of dancing between the raindrops of continuity.
Okay.
Exactly. I do know it's got to take place sometime after the movie because Rodimus is there, and it's somewhere along the lines there has been a peace that's been forged between Autobots and Decepticons. They're no longer at wars. However, the Combiners are all running amok throughout the galaxy, and that's basically how this thing starts out with Computron from the Technobots and Menasor from the Stunticons beating the ever-loving crap out of each other.
Yeah, and how awesome was that scene? I mean, they're just falling through space and, punch, and, you could feel the punch.
Oh, yeah.
That was, 9/10 of the first episode. Is just them punching each other through space.
Yeah.
I loved it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Admittedly, I was super lost until, the second or third episode. Thankfully, these are very short episodes, so I'd be I can get through my confusion and being lost in what the heck is actually happening because they're so short to consume. But if they were longer and I was just I really don't know what the heck is going on, it might have been a little bit of an issue.
I'm who's that? Where's that?
Yeah.
Why are they? And who? Yeah. They're quick little, just tasty little nuggets of nostalgia.
Yeah. And, nostalgia is right, because, you do have Rodimus, you do have Starscream, Megatron, Optimus, and it does have that great, feels for that Gen 1 type of thing, but in a new story, which is great. And it's sort of what we kind of talk about when we do the trailer trash for the Power of the Primes series. So that's something you should look at as well, kind of give you a little tease for that. But, this series was actually a lot more fun than I was expecting. Not that I was kind of hesitant about it, just I really didn't know what to expect because I'm not huge into the Transformers past G1. So I didn't really understand what the Combiners were. I didn't really, know about the kind of, Mega City and that kind of real kind of depth of understanding. But this series really helped me out.
I knew of Metropolis, or Metroplex.
Metroplex, yes.
I still have my Metroplex.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
But it's I don't remember there being City Talkers.
Yeah. What's her name? Windblade. Windblade, right.
Yeah.
I wasn't familiar with her. I wasn't familiar with Mistress.
The Mistress of Flame, who was on the council.
Okay.
Because as I said, there was a peace between Autobots and Decepticons, and the Mistress of Flame comes from a sister planet of Cybertron. So you have Rodimus Prime, and then you had Starscream of all Decepticons. Did you get a chance to see any of like the little character previews? Like some of the characters, like Starscream and Optimus, they gave just a tiny bit of backstory of each character, and like Starscream's was like, I always wanted power, and I realized I was going about it the wrong way to get it, and then when the peace came and I was appointed to the council, I got the power I wanted, but I was more content now instead of simply trying to constantly overthrow Megatron. And it was an interesting thing to see the concept of a reformed Starscream.
Yeah.
As this series initially presents.
No, it was interesting to see him in that light, and then it was also interesting to see Megatron, who was actually enjoying exile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So let's get into one of the big things. Optimus Prime and Megatron. They weren't voiced by Peter Cullen and Frank Welker,
right?
Respectively. Although Peter Cullen did reprise Optimus in the second series, Titans Return, and like I started watching that, and like I heard his voice, I was like, ooh, because it's him, and it's like I got nerd excited for a second there, or geek excited rather for us, but it's the war's over. The Great Cybertronian War is over, and these two powerful leaders are exiles. They no longer have a part in modern Cybertronian society anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because fighting is how they solve things. They're like, no, that's not how you solve things. Not in this society. And even Prime is exiled as along with Megatron. He's not exalted or anything.
No, they're not war heroes or anything. They're relics of a past that the Transformers now kind of are ashamed of.
Mm-hmm. But yet it's all happening again because the Combiners are fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole, what was the Enigma, the Matrix of Enigma, or the...
Enigma combination?
It was the Easter egg swirly thing of combination. Enigma.
Okay. Which is a terrible name, Hasbro. What were you thinking?
Oh my god. It's terrible, yet actually pretty dang accurate.
Yeah.
It's a weird mouthful, but you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, it was called the Enigma of Combination.
Yeah.
Right.
For the Combiners.
Yes.
But yeah, so was that ever established in anything else? Like when the Combiners were formed before?
I don't recall that. I mean, obviously the Matrix leadership was established in the 86 movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember the Enigma. But that's like a new thing. I mean, there's always some new thing.
There might be a comic book or something about it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking there might be.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's like, why are the Combiners fighting anyway? And why are the Combiners combined their own entities now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and how did they get to be so many of them? Like, wasn't there like I don't know.
Yeah, that Enigma orb was just flying around going, and now you're a Combiner, and now you're a Combiner, and now you're a Combiner.
It was the Oprah of Combiners.
Yeah.
Well, I remember in the original series, like Starscream made the Combaticons, and they had the aerial bots and the Stunicons, and of course the Constructicons and the Technobots. I mean, they had a bunch in like the old series, especially post movie when it was like the Rodimus and Springer and RC and Cup and stuff. They had a ton of them in that. So there was that, but you don't really see that many people outside of the many Combiner, which I never realized that was their name until like I guess recently. But I don't know. It's like I think what was interesting to me was the whole Optimus Prime Megatron relationship. They both felt like they're nothing more than soldiers, like you pointed out. That's all they know how to do, and they even sounded old in the sense of it's just we're past our prime, so to speak.
But also they had like a very weird respect for each other.
Yeah.
Maybe not weird, but it was interesting to see them relate to each other as not necessarily enemies anymore.
Well, once they got the little scruff out of their system.
Right.
Little fisticuffs for, old time's sake.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love seeing the series brought some new interesting dynamics. It wasn't just regurgitating everything we saw before. It was bringing new ideas, new characters, new situations in a new timeline.
Yeah.
All within the same look and feel. It's like you believe this is part of that series.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really enjoyed it. A little confused, a little WTF-ery of, but you know, as the series go on, it'll probably explain it. You know.
Mhm.
Right. Well, but we did get to see that. Was the old saying a leopard can't really change its spots or whatever? That Starscream is still Starscream.
Yeah, he just played the long game.
He played the longest long game there was, and
God.
And quite in character for him, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
of course. I mean, seriously, Rodimus, what are you doing? Trusting this?
But everybody did.
Except for
even Mistress
Megatron.
did. Yeah, except for Megatron. Of course, Megatron's not gonna trust him because he hates him so much. I mean, he even said that. He said, "Prime, there's only one other person I hate more than you, and that's Starscream."
Yeah.
I mean,
I love that line.
Yeah.
yes.
The visuals for this were amazing. They were, you know, I mean, for what it essentially equates for a web series, I mean, this was crazy quality.
Absolutely. It felt like a Transformer anime.
It did.
Oh,
it did.
yeah.
And it was, you know, really inventive, really fresh, but with all the callbacks to the Gen 1, you know, that kind of feel. You know, right down to the weapon blasting, right down to the combination, right down to, you know, even the great callbacks between you couldn't pull the trigger, Prime.
Yeah.
And then having to pull the trigger.
Right.
That was a great, you know, full circle.
With him as the gun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was that mocking.
Love that.
There was that mocking thing. What does it use to say Prime, transform, and roll out? And like Windblade laughed because it's so corny.
So great. And the music was great too.
Oh
I
yeah.
enjoyed the music. It added so much to it.
Yeah.
And this came out 2 years ago. How did this go under our radar for so long?
I don't read Tumblr.
We're not millennials.
We're not millennials, Kaiser.
We're not Tumblr.
But we're the Gen 1 audience.
Yes, but the streaming service and Tumblr are not that's not where our eyeballs are at.
Well, you know, they did their job if they put this on there to get some elders, you know.
We're not that old. Settle down.
We're like at least as old as Optimus Prime.
Yeah, Prime. Yeah,
that is comparably true.
But, you know, I had checked out Go90 when I first got my phone of my Google Pixel a while back. Just because it was part of the package and it was new, and there was some exclusive stuff that Matt Pat was doing on it that looked interesting, and it didn't turn out to be too interesting, and there wasn't a whole lot of other content on there, so it didn't keep my interest. But now I'm looking at it 2 years later, and I'm like, oh wow, they have Transformers on there now. Yeah. There's a Street Fighter movie on there. They got Teen Wolf 1 and 2 on there right now randomly. It's like
okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's now a platform I'm going to have to give some attention to.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out more. I've got it on my tablet, and it's free, and they don't. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't get a whole lot of ads when I was watching the Combiner Wars.
I got a long ad, the first one, and then all the other ones I could skip after 5 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
They do have these series on YouTube. Machinima and I believe Hasbro Proper has released this series on YouTube, and that's how I watched it. Because I didn't want to watch it on my phone. I mean, I know everyone watched but I wanted to watch it on my nice big screen TV to get the full effect. And so
and
that's
he says we're not old men, Kaiser.
I'm sorry. I like my cinematic experience. Whatever.
I like to be able to see my cartoons.
That's right. I don't like them teeny tiny wee.
Get off my lawn.
I don't want my Autobots to look like Micro Machines.
Robots.
Wrong toy line crossover. But yeah, I just loved the whole tone of the series. It was very short and to the point, and I just loved the fact that Megatron was right in this. Starscream is a dick. And why are you falling for this? And he, like you said, Danny, he played this brilliant long game for years just so he could finally reach a point where he could get a power. And then, like, even when he sees Megatron, he goes from this calmer voice that we're not used to, and then he starts getting to that screechy, whiny bitch voice that he always has.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it because it was such a great callback.
Oh, yeah. Just treacherous.
Right in line with this character.
Right. And then the interesting thing is that we're not really done with Starscream.
No. They brought back the concept of Starscream's ghost.
Right. Yeah. His spark is still carrying on, which then leads us into which when we're all done with it, we will review it. The Titans Return.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that.
Yeah. It's just, because now we're getting into the big ones like Metroplex, which Windblade was called a city speaker, which is an interesting idea. And like, I loved Metroplex. I thought he's like the best badass toy ever when I was like a kid, and I got him for Christmas. Mm-hmm. And now we've gone from one form of giant robots to the next form of giant robots, and this is all leading somewhere. So I'm curious, now that they've done this prophetic setup, it's now we're going to get to the next round of what's next. And even though Megatron said, just do me a favor, leave me alone. And I don't think that's going to be.
Yeah, something's going to pull him in.
No.
Because
he's going to get haunted by Starscream. Be like a Christmas Carol.
But I'm not going to lie. I was so excited to see a team up of Optimus Prime and Megatron because individually they're powerful. Together as a team, I'm like, sorry for anyone else.
Yeah.
Because that's just a monstrous team in itself. And then, I don't know, I had to get used to Megatron not doing the gun thing. I mean, he did, but it wasn't like the old Walther pistol. It's a tank and like a super scope from Nintendo. But yeah, it's just immensely satisfying overall to see old characters and new mysteries found.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm probably after this gonna watch the Titans Return to get ready for the Power of the Primes.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think that I want to watch it before. Yeah, because Power of the Primes starts May 1st.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yes.
Better get on that then.
Right. Yeah, we only have a couple of days, so yeah, I definitely want to finish Titans Returns before then.
Teen Titans Return.
Teen Titans Transformers Returns to the returning place of a Go 90 thing.
Tumblr. Friendster.
There you
go. .org. How the hell do you look it up that in the search engine? I guess we are old. But anyway.
Go to the library.
So I think it's a safe bet that all of us enjoyed Combiner Wars. Something old, something new. And we will definitely be back to give our thoughts on Titan's Return, which will eventually lead into Power of the Primes. So if you're liking our new mini-series reviews, certainly let us know in comments. And, of course, like and subscribe and ding bells and wave sparklers at us or whatever it is you kids do on Tumblr. But, yeah, land planes. Planes are good. Land all the planes. If you don't have an airport, don't try to land planes. That's bad. But anyway, Transformers, Combiner Wars. We liked it. So, as always, it's all geek to us.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. See you at Titans Returns.
Roll out.